What's up guys, Magic Knives here, and in this video I'm bringing to you a quick airsoft review video on the LCT AKS74U. I did a recent review on the E&L AKS74, and now I've got my hands on an LCT one because, as predicted, or I mean just based on how my thoughts were with the E&L, it just unfortunately started having issues, mainly with the selector itself not properly being aligned. No matter how much I've tried to fiddle with it, and eventually I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I sold that and decided to uh, pull the trigger on literally the LCT version of the AKS74. And let me tell you, this is quite the upgrade. I think if you want the nicest looking and better performing AKS74, or just better looking and better performing right now, LCT is the king right now for AEG AKs. Because like I said in the previous video for the E&L AK review, is that now that E&L has been bought by Elite Force, they're putting a bunch of really stupid markings and logos, which ruins the look of the AK, which totally ruins it. And with the LCT one, you don't have to worry about that. Plus, the finishing on the wood is a lot nicer now, in my opinion, compared to the E&L's essential version. If you're lucky enough to still get your hands on some of the 1.0 versions of the E&L AKs, great, but honestly, I wouldn't really recommend E&Ls right now, at least with as far as their external aesthetics. So let me just give you a quick rundown on this. Very much the same as the E&L version, of course, but the first and foremost I will say is the handguard wood has a much nicer and smoother finish, in my opinion. It's a darker tone, it has much more smoother and shinier gloss to it, which really catches the eye and the light really nicely. So that instantly caught my eye, as well as the weathered polymer grip, which does add a unique, a nice look to it as well. So I definitely give LCT points for that. It's not like scratches or anything like that. It is actually how the gun came. So I don't know. It just adds a nice raw, weathered look to it, like it's been used in an actual in a battle. So which is pretty nice. The same style trumpet flash hider, just like on the real AKS74. The big difference with this compared to the E&L is you don't have to do any modifications if you want to attach a adapter for a tracer unit or suppressor, because the pin right here is a lot easier. It actually is the same width as the one on the Angel Custom muzzle adapter. So as with more of the modern AKs, I believe it's a 20 CW or something like that, don't quote me. It basically adapts so it can take a 14mm CCW threading for your typical tracer units or suppressors, which is what we plan to do for this if anyone rents this out for the airsoft range or for CQB. The front sight is adjustable, thankfully, and this one I did have to adjust quite a bit. If you have the proper adjustment tool, which is a standard AK adjustment tool, it simply just clamps on the well, you can adjust the elevation for the front sight post and hammer the drum left or right, either with the tool, or in this case I had to use a hammer to really push it to the side because it was really quite offline, unfortunately. But as long as you got that zeroed, you can have your iron sights pretty zeroed. as well as you have your two styles of rear sights here at the back, which in airsoft really doesn't make much difference, but you know, it is what it is. The LCT AK mag itself, I used this for the E&L, which fit fine, and obviously fits great in the LCT one. I should hope so anyways. Now, one thing I should definitely recommend to you is as soon as you buy this, get the LCT AK mag spacer. It is a big help. Certainly makes mag fitment a lot easier. It does suck that the LCT AKs don't automatically come with this, but I can get a little closer here. See that right there? It's a fairly straightforward drop-in fit, and even if it doesn't, as long as you get that lined up perfectly, then you can just use the magazine itself to push it all the way in firmly, so that it's fully in. And that way mag reloads are so easy, because now all you do is just touch that, and then once it's in contact, you can just rock that back in, and it's a lot quicker and easier now. You don't have to worry about forcing it in too deeply. Just simply hook and rock in, just like any AK fanboy dreams about. And it's actually pretty satisfying, if I say so myself. Pretty awesome. 130 rounds, give or take, if I remember correctly. Feeds really well. Can't go wrong with, in this case, the LCT Bakelite magazine. Very nice. The sight itself, this is a AIM T1 red dot. Obviously did not come with a gun, and of course this is the same side mount rail adapter, which I got on Amazon. It does not come off as easily as it does on the E&L. As you can see, I do have to fiddle with it a bit, but just like with the E&L, the MAD battery goes in the dust cover, goes all the way into the gas tube, and if I get myself a AK LiPo battery, I will quickly plug this in, just so you can see how good this performs. And that sound right there, guys, what's really great about this gun is, at least in the current versions that they're putting out, is pre-installed with a gate tighten MOSFET. Really nice, which adds a lot better trigger response and better fire rate. So putting on semi right now, and I'm just basically fluttering. Basically just fluttering that trigger right now. I put on full auto. Really nice. Super nice. Now, that is in itself the upgrade that you are paying for, in contrast to the E&L AKS74U. Now, I will also say a couple things here. If I turn it over to the right side, you are now getting, just like the 2.0 version of the E&L AKs, a dial hop-up. A horizontal one at that, which hopefully, if I can even get the lighting. Right down there, you're going to have a dial hop-up now, instead of a slider hop-up, which it's pretty stiff, but it makes for much more precise tuning for your hop-up, which is really nice. Only downside is, because of this metal rod here, it is definitely not easy to adjust it, but it's kind of a good and bad thing, so that when you are playing with the charging handle, you're not going to accidentally bump the hop-up and ruin your accuracy. So there's that. And as far as sound, pretty good. Maybe not as good as the E&L or other AKs that I've played with, but good for what it is. And what I've noticed with most LCTs, AKs, is that when you first get it, the edge right here on the receiver does get in the way, making it really difficult to move the safety, even with the safety being loose and all that. I do like a stiff safety, just to make it more realistic, just like the real AK. What is nice though is that because it has the gate tighten MOSFET already installed or pre-installed, it just it's nice and smooth. You don't have to worry about it being out of position when you are shooting this, and just making sure that it's in the proper position. But what I will say is that it is a good idea to first take some of the parts out, especially the bolt or the charging handle, and just file this edge down a bit at a 45-degree angle, just so that you're not having such a difficult time pushing down the safety with your middle finger. It's a little bit more smoother. It's not gonna ruin anything. It just helps to make activating or disengaging the safety a little easier. You're not feeling like you're pushing a car with your middle finger. Now lastly, we do have the triangle side folder, which obviously if I have the sight on, it's not gonna become useful, but if I press this button on the left side, I can close that up, and now I can, if I really want to, shoot this in a very compact position. But honestly, not much use because it's a very uncomfortable grip with my left hand. So honestly, it's better to keep it like this anyways, because accuracy for the win. And out of the box, I will say, like with most LCTs, they are going to shoot around 400 FPS, which but when I purchased this from Spades Tactical to be exact, I did request them to put an M95 AEG spring to downgrade the power, which they were very fast at doing it, and which I give them props for. And right now it is shooting at 340 FPS on a .20 gram BB. But other than that, guys, super nice gun. Performs really nice so far. The E&L was great, but just given the problems that it came with, it just wasn't worthwhile, especially with the headaches that it was causing, performance-wise, and just as far as having to fiddle with the safety. So far, this has taken away a lot of the problems. It's honestly much nicer and much more attractive to the eyes, in my opinion. So I definitely think this is worthwhile, especially if you are looking to game with this. Just make sure you always let the store know to downgrade the spring before receiving it and playing with it. That's my best advice when it comes to buying AEGs in Canada, or just anywhere, honestly, if they are shooting higher than your legal indoor or airsoft field limits. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, though. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in my future videos, and until next time, peace out.